Hello student, welcome to digital classes. This video is for class 6, chapter number 7, getting to know plants. This is the second part of this chapter. In the first part, getting to know plants, I taught you about plants like herb, shrub, trees, creeper, climber, etc. And then the life cycle of the plant like annual, biennial or perennial plants. After that I told you about the root system, and in this video I am going to tell you about shoot system and about the flowers. This is the second part or second video related to the chapter number 7, getting to know about plant. In this chapter I am going to tell you about the shoot system, function of stem, modified stem, leaves, function of leaves, and flowers and fruit and structure of flowers also. In the previous video I also explained about shoot system little bit, not too much. In this video I detailed this shoot system. In the previous video I told you about the stem of a tree is called trunk. The trunk is most trees is covered with the outer covering called bark. The bark protect the inner part of the trunk. The point where a leaf grow is called node. The portion of stem between two nodes is called internode, etc., etc. Now the reason of stem where the leaves are born are called nodes, while internodes are the portion between two nodes. Some stem perform the function of storage of food, support, protection, and of the vegetative propagation. Underground stem of potato, ginger, turmeric, etc. are modified to store food in them. Stem tendrils which develop from auxiliary bud are cylinder and spirally coiled and help plant to climb, such as a cucumber, pumpkin, watermelon and grapevine. Auxiliary buds of the stem may also get modified into woody, straight and pointed thorns. The thorns are found in many plants such as cactus, bougainvillea. They protect the plant from borrowing animals also, means animals may not eat because of the thorns. Some plants of arid region modify their stem into flattened or fleshy cylindrical structure. They contain chlorophyll and carry out photosynthesis like cactus plant. Underground stem of some plants such as grass and strawberry etc. spread to new niche, and when older parts die, new plants are formed. A stem is an organ consisting of an alternating system of nodes, the point at which the leaves are attached. Internode the stem segments between the nodes. Nodes are the place where the sub-branches may grow containing leaves. Internode is basically a portion between the two nodes. Now I tell you about some other parts in shoot system. An auxiliary bud is a structure that has the potential to form a lateral shoot or branches. An apical bud or a terminal bud is located near the shoot tip and cause elongation of a young shoot, means it allows the plant to grow upward. Apical dominance help to maintain dormancy in most non-apical bud. Lenticles are the structure that permit the passage of gas inward and outward. Now leaf scar are the characteristic scar on stem axis made by a leaf abscission. Bud scales are the small modified leaves for protection from desiccation. Now with the help of activity number 5, that is in your book page number 97, in this to show that water travel up through the stem of a plant. Material required: glasses, red ink, freshly cut branches of a plant, and blade. Procedure: take two glasses with little water in them. Label the glass A and B. Cut the lower end of the branches obliquely, means slightly tilted, or at an angle with the help of a blade. Put one branch in each of the glasses. Add a few drops of red ink into the water in a glass A and shake it to mix the ink, or stir it also. Leave the setup as such overnight. Observe the branches from inside and the flower. If the branches had flower, if there is no flower, so you have to see, only check the branches. Now the observation: the branches from inside and the flower on it in glass A appears red. You know why it is red? Because the color of the branch and the flower in glass B remain unchanged. So what is the reason why the flower in glass A looks red? Now the conclusion: the observation made above shows that the water travels the stem through narrow tubes in its. In nature, water containing minerals rise up through the stem to the other part of the plant, means water is absorbed by the, or water is used or move upward in the plant. This is the activity to show how plants get water from the soil, or water can transport through stem with the help of root. Now ready for leaves. Leaves, this is the part of the leaf you've seen in this picture. There is so many parts in the leaf. First is the tip, leaf blade, midrib, vein, petiole, stiple, silk, auxiliary bud, nod, stem. These are the part of the leaves. Leaf is an organ of a plant. The part of the leaf by which it is attached to the stem is called petiole, and the broad green part of the leaf is called lamina. The line on the leaf are called vein, and the thick vein in the mid is called midrib. The design made by the vein in a leaf is called leaf venation. Now I explain about leaf little more. Leaf originate from the shoot apical meristem. Leaf developed at the node and bear a bud in its axil. The axillary bud later developed into a branches. A typical leaf consists of three main parts: leaf base, petiole, and lamina. The petiole help hold the blade to light. Long, thin, flexible petioles allow leaf blade to flutter in wind, thereby cooling the leaf and bringing fresh air to leaf surface. The lamina of the leaf blade is the green expanded part of the leaf with vein and veinlets. There is usually a prominent vein which is known as the midrib. Veins provide rigidity to the leaf blade and act as the channels of transport for water, mineral, and food materials. The midrib branches out to form a network of veins. The design made by the veins in a leaf is called leaf venation. The arrangement of a vein in a leaf is called leaf venation. Now leaf venation. The arrangement of vein and the veinlets in the lamina of leaf is termed as venation. When the veins of a network, the venation is termed as reticulate. When the vein runs parallel to each other with a lamina, the veins is termed as parallel. If this design is net-like on the both side of the midrib, the venation is called reticulate. If the veins are parallel to each other, the venation is called parallel venation. The leaves and branches are joined to the stem at nodes. The part of stem between two nodes are called internode. When only one leaf is attached at each node, the stem shows alternate arrangement of leaves. When two leaves arise at each node, the arrangement is called opposite arrangement. When the several leaves are arranged at a node, the arrangement is called hold arrangement. A leaf is a transparent layer at its top. Under the skin, there are many layers of cell. These cells are tiny bag-like structure containing water and living jelly. The cell containing small packets of chlorophyll, the green pigment. The lowest layer has some opening called stomata. The leaf breathes through stomata. Plant lose water in the form of water vapor through tiny opening in leaves. This process of losing water by leaf is called transpiration. I will explain little more about transpiration after some time in this video. Leaf of dicotyledonous plant generally possess reticulate venation, while parallel venation is the characteristic of most monocotyledonous. See the leaf venation. One is reticulate, first one is the reticulate and second is the parallel. Parallel venation. In the leaf of a grass, the veins are parallel to one another is called parallel venation. Reticulate venation. If the design is net-like on the both side of midrib, the venation is reticulate venation. Normally, the peepal tree has reticulate venation. Now, transpiration. Water comes out of the leaf in the form of vapor by the process called transpiration. Plant release a lot of water into the air through this process. Dear student, you all know about photosynthesis, but again, leaves prepare their food in the presence of sunlight and a green color substance present in them. For this, they use water and carbon dioxide from the air, and this process is called photosynthesis. Oxygen is given out in this process. The food prepared by leaf ultimately gets stored in the different part of the plant, such as starch, and plant release too much oxygen to maintain the oxygen in the atmosphere. So everyone plant more and more trees, which is very helpful to our earth. Modification of leaves. Leaves are often modified to perform function other than photosynthesis. They are converted into tendrils for climbing, as in peas, or into spine for defense, as in cactus. The fleshy leaves of onion and garlic store foods. Leaves of certain insectivorous plants such as pitcher plant, Venus flytrap are also modified leaf. Root modification like carrot and sweet potato, stem modification potato, ginger, turmeric, etc. Leaf modification onion and garlic, etc. Modified leaf. In certain plant, the structure of leaf is changed in the natural way. Such leaves are called modified leaf. Spine and tendrils are modified leaf. The modified leaf performs some additional function. The modified leaf reduce loss of water during transpiration, such as in desert plants. The modified leaf protect plants from animals. The modified leaf help the plant in climbing. The leaves get modified into thread-like tendrils. Tendrils coil around any support and help the plant to climb. Now I am going to tell you about the flowers and fruits. See, first I tell you the structure or vertical section of the flower. like anther, filament, petal, stigma, style, ovary, ovule, receptacle, flower, stem, sepal, all sepals called calyx. The male part of the flower is stamen, which contain anther and filament, and the female part is called pistil or carpel, which contains stigma, style, ovary. See in this picture, stigma, petal, anther, filament, style, and you see ovary, which contain female gamete called ovule. Now I explain about the structure of flower. First is the petal, usually colorful structure arranged in a circle called corolla around the top of the flower stem. They often have nectar and perfume at their bases, so the insect may attracted by the smell, or maybe basically perfume or nectar. Function: petals support and protect the fertile structure and also help attract pollinators are the birds insect which usually feed itself on nectar, flowers, juice. Now sepal, usually green and encircle the flower stem beneath the petals. Function: like petals, sepals also support and protect the fertile structure and also help attract pollinators. It also cover the outside of a flower bud to protect the flower before it's open. Pollinators are basically insects. Stamen, the male reproductive structure of a flower, it is made up of the filament and anther. Function: the main function of the stamen is to produce pollen, which is useful for the fertilization or formation of fruit and seed. See, the white is a filament, and above the white portion is a anther, which contain pollen grains, the male gametes. Anther, the terminal structure which is a part of the stamen, and it produce pollen. It is a function of the anther is to produce pollen grain for fertilization. Filament, the hair-like stalk of the stamen which bear the anther. Function: to attach the anther to the flower stem. Now the pistil or carpel. Female structure of flower consists of stigma, style, ovary and ovule. The main function of the pistil is to produce ovule for fertilization or fuse with the male gamete to produce fruit or seed. Stigma is the sticky or feathery surface on which pollen grain land and grow. Function: receives and capture the pollen grain and on which they germinate to become fruit or seed. Style. Style is the cylinder stalk of the pistil that the stigma sits on top of it. Function: connect the stigma to the ovary and place where the pollen tube grow. See the picture carefully. At the top is the stigma and this pipe stands for style, and this is the part of the pistil, female part of the flower. Now ovary, the enlarged basal portion of the pistil, the structure formed at the lower end of the pistil. Function: place where ovule or ovules containing egg are formed and produced and will eventually become the fruit which contain seeds. Ovule, the structure in the chamber of an ovary containing the egg cell within the embryo sac. Function: carries female gamete and becomes seed after fertilization. Carpel is a female gamete. It contains stigma, style, ovary. Stigma is basically a sticky surface that collect pollen. Style, a neck that joins the stigma to the ovary. And ovary, the part of the ovary that produce ovules. Stamen is the male part which contain male gametes, and it contain anther and filament. The head of the stamen that contain pollen grain, means the pollen grain is stored in anther, and the filament long stalk to support the anther. Pollen can be transferred from the anther to the stigma by insect, birds, or other animal. Wind and water, insect, birds, and other animals are the pollinator, and this process is called pollination. Flowers are developed into fruits and form seed by the process of pollination. The transfer of pollen grain from the anther to the stamen of the stigma of the pistil is called pollination. After pollination, the ovule changes into seed and the ovary of the flower grows and developed into fruit. Now, one more thing I want to tell you about monocot and dicot. These are the kind of seeds. One cotyledon in a seed, leaves with parallel vein, vascular bundle settled throughout, don't produce wood. Monocots, root system composed of many fibrous root with many hairs, means monocot contain fibrous root. Flower parts in 3s. We will study about flower parts in 3s in higher classes. Dicot, seeds with two seed leaves or two cotyledon. Veins are webbed or net. Pollen with three furs or pores. Flower part in multiple of 4 or 5. Stem vascular bundle in a ring. Root system composed of primary taproot and main hairs. Now you can see and check the difference between dicot and monocot seed. I hope you all will understand what I taught in this two parts of the video and cover the chapter number 7, knowing about plants.